So the challenge for many GBS companies and CXOs is GBS is such an evolving concept. It's impossible to figure out how to demystify it so that their organizations can move up the value chain. And that's really where practitioner experience comes in. Filippo, if you remember, when we first started working at Procter & Gamble, there wasn't anything like a GBS model out there. And so many of the operating models, including how do you move up that value chain, was something that we had to construct from scratch, isn't it?
In fact, the operating model, which was a non-operative model, was simply cost-cutting.
Yes.
And this is the default. And almost every GBS organization, when it's at the early stage of shared services, is about operating in functional silos. You operate within finance, within HR, procurement, supply chain, marketing. Each one tries the best to optimize operations, reduce cost, improve. But that's very, very, very different than operating processes end-to-end, running processes as if they were a brand, a product, with accountability. So that the big difference in a truly high performance GBS is this notion of unified, integrated accountability, and everything starts with a value proposition. This is not about pushing change, pushing transformation to the organization, but is about, like for any product, for any service companies commercialize, is to create the desire for clients, consumers, customers to adopt the product, the service they commercialize. So it's same in GBS. We want to make sure that the value proposition is so compelling. And that could be cost, that could be performance in operations, that could be new capabilities that, the employees in the companies, all the functions, all the senior leaders want to become part of this journey.
And that's one of those interesting things that Filippo and I have noticed, which is for most GBS leaders, the default approach is, I'm doing good work. Let me do even more good work, and then perhaps I will get more scope and more responsibility to be a transformation engine of the company. And Filippo, what we found is that that's not necessarily the case, because perhaps the CXOs don't even understand the value proposition of GBS, because they are not GBS experts. They are people that kind of looked at GBS as an efficiency engine. And so we as GBS leaders have got to figure out how to bring our leaders on the journey, how to let them know that GBS can deliver 3x the value, 3 times the value to the company. But, and this is really the conflict there, you cannot mandate that 3x value. So the first part of it is convincing leaders of your value proposition and communicating effectively. And then the second part of that is to stop mandating, stop demanding a mandate, but start to pull rather than push GBS. Isn't that?
Absolutely, Tony. And that's why one of the critical pillars of our contribution, of our collaboration to companies is the communications plan. Communications is so important, the messaging, the frequency, who is the audience. Most of the times it will be multiple audience within a company. It could be the employees, it could be middle management, it could be senior management, it could be internal stakeholders or external stakeholders. And everything starts with a compelling value proposition. People want to do what is right for the business, want their organization to become more and more performant, best in class. And so words like mandate, deployment, rollout. These are not good words. We like a lot adoption, pull versus pull, because the mindset is completely different. And this truly drives adoption and a systemic change.